You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. AGT here with my very good friend, as always,
Hi, babe.
Abbi Summers. I've known this girl for 25 years.
25 years. How old are we?
I know. Well, let's not say that. But we've known each other for a long time. You've always been Tottenham.
Always.
I've always been Liverpool. You're touching the Liverpool ball now, which is great to see. Signed by Trent, actually.
Look at that. Where is it? I had it a minute ago.
There you go. Number 66. Can't
Trent
miss
himself.
it. Great to have you on the channel. I think this is actually your debut.
It is. It's my debut on Kop
How do you
TV.
feel?
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You smashing it every week, so I feel
thank you,
very
man.
honoured
Really
to be on the
appreciate
channel.
Listen, we've got to get into this, right? Because we've got a massive game on Sunday. 4:30 at the... You still don't have a name for your stadium
it's just
yet?
the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We're still figuring out the name.
Is Levy still shopping around to get the best deal?
Yeah, just,
I heard Google were interested.
Yeah, Google. We've had Amazon. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to end up at, but we're just Tottenham Hotspur or just White Hart Lane because it's
No,
always...
you can't call it that because
I
you
still call it
demolished
White
that.
Hart Lane.
You
It's
demolished
built
that stadium.
on White Hart Lane.
Sure, but where is it now?
It's still on White Hart Lane.
No pitch there.
Yeah, it's built on
White
top
Hart
of
Lane
it.
2 at the minute.
But it's still White Hart Lane. It's still on White Hart Lane.
Yes, for sure. Well, geographically, yes, I guess.
And
but,
the centre circle is in the South Stand. The old centre circle.
Tradition.
Yeah.
So listen, Liverpool have actually got a decent record away at Tottenham in the last few years.
Yes.
Apart from last year, which still hurts a little bit. Now, we were just on DR Sports. We were going back across the years between Liverpool and Tottenham. There's been some dives, there's been some controversial decisions.
Very.
And this game is never really a boring game, if I'm honest.
It's always just like someone edges it just. But I felt last year, I think Spurs could have beat you on both occasions. I do think that. I think maybe the one just before Christmas, I think had we have had maybe the Bentancur and Kulusevski signings that came after, I think we could have beat you. And then obviously that kind of one at the end of the season, again, maybe we should have done better for that. That deflected goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 draws then last season.
Two draws.
And you could even argue that Tottenham stopped us from winning the league last year.
Yeah, you could argue.
You could argue
it.
But anyway, massive game. We're going to do a combined 11. Obviously a lot of injuries for both teams right now. As things stand, we're hearing Kulusevski is back in training.
He's back in training. Whether or not he's in the squad, I don't know if he's going to start or not. Spurs have a lot of injury problems, as do Liverpool. So in our combined 11, are we taking out all the injuries?
I think we should, because the
make it
comments
fair.
are going to kill us otherwise.
Yes.
So let's take out the injured players. Let's go with on form.
Are we assuming Kulusevski's fit?
No.
Okay,
Because you
so
don't believe he's fit,
You're
do you?
literally leaving me with nobody.
Well, no, Kulusevski is a very good player and I don't want him to play. But Spurs fans, there's a lot of hype around if he's back or not. I mean, let's have him in then.
All right, put him in. Just because we've got
not
so much
in the conversation.
problems.
I'm not saying he goes straight into the team.
but we've just got
And we'll get to
problems.
that. Let us know in the comments what you
Yes.
think your combined 11 is. So let's start off in goal.
No-brainer.
No brainer.
Alisson.
The best goalkeeper in the world starts for me. It's a weird one with Lloris because, yes, if you look at his career, what a career as
Yeah,
a
an amazing
goalkeeper.
career.
Captain of a World Cup winning team. You don't just get that by being a poor goalkeeper.
Captain of Tottenham.
Captain of Tottenham for how long now?
10 years?
10
11 years?
He's been there for so long. But we do know that he's got a howler in him every now and again. So
Amazing shot stopper.
great. What was that save he did last week? Who did you play last week?
What, against Marseille or Bournemouth?
I think it was Bournemouth. Or it might have been the week
He
before.
was making. He got man of the match
save.
against Marseille as well.
It was Bournemouth,
It's one of those
actually.
things that Lloris, great in terms of shot stopping, really great, really agile still at his age. I think he's 31 or 32 now.
Which isn't that old,
It's
though.
not that old, but in terms of
goalie.
his distribution, it has been a lot of question marks over his distribution over the years. And just, dropping some in the net, against Arsenal, drops it in the net.
That is-
United had a howler. Even against Brighton, no, sorry, not Brighton, even against Bournemouth last week, I still think he maybe could have done more on like a few, on the first goal.
First goal, for sure.
especially. So for me, there's definitely question marks with Lloris. I think he's got 1 year left maybe after this on his contract. We've got to start looking at a proper keeper for the next 10 years, invest in it like you guys have done and City have done, and pay the money because good keepers don't come around often and they stay with you for hopefully a long time. And they can be the difference of
They
you actually
literally can.
having
That's what I was
success
gonna
and
say.
not having success.
They can really be that shade of difference that, I mean, if you look at Alisson's Liverpool career, he makes a save in the last group game of 18-19 Champions League at home to Napoli. We were 1-0 up. If we draw the game, we're out. He saves from Milik, I believe it was, and inadvertently, that save wins us the Premier League, a Super Cup and a Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible how important Alisson is for us. So he goes in.
And it's part of your spine. You've got to build from the back. And it's such an important part because there's no one else that can do that job other than the one person that's in
And
it.
he gets assists and goals, Alisson.
Yeah, true.
He's had the most goal contributions ever from any goalkeeper of all time in the Premier League. 3
Insane
assists and a
stats.
goal.
Absolutely
So
mad.
if you need someone on the break, he's your man. Let's go 4-3-3.
Okay.
Right back, I mean, Trent hasn't had the best season.
I can't even.
But
I
right
can't
backs
even
in
feature.
Tottenham, I know you've had so many debates
can't-
about wing backs in general at Tottenham.
Listen, I can't feature. I cannot feature in this conversation while we've still got a man like Emerson Royale doing the most. Matt Doherty is the next in line. It should be Jed Spence. My man just needs to be freed.
Free him up, man.
I mean, if Jed Spence had played this season, maybe I could vouch for him, but he hasn't played, so I can't actually have that conversation really.
So he'll go with Emerson on Sunday, won't he?
Oh yeah, he loves
that's his
Emerson.
guy.
He loves Emerson.
So Trent gets in.
Trent gets in by default.
Now left back, I think Robbo gets in as well.
I'd also probably go with Robbo.
I mean, do you know what? There's been a lot of shouts this season to actually say Tsimikas is as good or offers as much, if not more, than Robertson in terms of assists. He's got 6 assists this
There is
season.
the argument for Perisic. I mean, he has been.
Not a left back though. If it's
He
a 4-4,
rotates.
if it's a 4-3-3.
He rotates.
Do you know what? Perisic, I've got an Inter Milan mate, and he absolutely was gutted when he left.
Yeah, he's
Some player.
assisted. He's assisted. I think he's the top assister or second top for us so far this
and
season.
he's like what, 34?
I think he's actually top of that
Yeah.
leadership, and he's older. But you know what? Sometimes I think the experience is good, and I think you do need to have that kind of cool, calm head. And I'd like to see him maybe on the left because he can play both sides, and he has done for us. With Jed Spence on the right. And I'd like to see that balance, but obviously whether or not we get to see it is another thing. But for me, Andy Robertson just
Who will
put him
play
straight
there
in.
for Tottenham, do you reckon?
On Sunday.
Yeah. If you go with that
Perisic.
5, so you reckon he starts on the
Perisic.
wing back. Interesting. So far it's 3 out of 3. Centre backs.
There's a lot of question
Van Dijk
marks.
has to start that one. If we're talking about a combined 11,
Well,
Van
also,
Dijk
yeah,
starts.
I mean, Van Dijk starts. He has
In any
not.
combined
He's not
11.
been good this season, and we
No.
cannot shy away from that.
I agree.
Neither has
I
Joe
agree.
Gomez. Also, Christian
Indifferent.
Romero has not been great, but he's also out. So just to remind you guys, we are just doing who is fit. So,
Yeah.
yes.
You know what? If this was... Actually, I can't even say that because I think... And if you watched Van Dijk's overlap with Gary Neville, which came out yesterday, he says there was a question about, do you think Carragher would get in the team? He said he wouldn't even get in the squad. And I totally agree with him. When you've got Matip and Konate there, I'm not being funny. People just think about Van Dijk when it comes to centre-backs at Liverpool. But even Gomez, he's had such an incredible partnership with him a few seasons ago. Konate comes in, Matip comes in. It's always Van Dijk and someone.
yeah, he's the leader.
And I was going to say, if Romero is fully fit, he gets that start with Van Dijk.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's done more than Konate and Matip.
I think you'd still argue that maybe from the consistency point of view, although
No,
they
see,
both,
but
I
he's
think
been
they
poor
both
this year.
have been poor.
Romero, you just said he's been
Romero's
poor.
been poor. I think Van Dijk's equally been poor. I know it's hard for you guys to admit that, but he has been
So
poor.
what centre backs are we going with? Because me personally,
Well,
I know
I've got.
this
Who
is
am I
a
going
bit
to
of a
put in the
whitewash,
race?
yeah,
Am I
so
going to
far.
put? Am I going to put Dyer in the race?
I don't think so.
No.
Awful game last week. His passing was well off it.
Who can I put in this race? Ben Davis.
So shall we say Van
Long,
Dijk, Konate?
do you know what? I tell you what. I might do an argument for Clement Longley because actually,
Great goal, header in
he's
the
a
week.
great header in the week against Marseille. He's actually a very good player. I'm actually impressed because I was seeing a lot of things that people were like, "Nah, I don't really fancy him coming." But the thing is, you're not really talking about him, which means he's not doing anything wrong.
True.
Doesn't mean he's doing anything right,
Yeah.
but he's not doing anything wrong.
Massively important goal. Great header at the back.
I've been quite impressed, like underratedly impressed.
Do you know
with
what
him.
then? Seeing as it's your debut on the Kop TV,
You're going to give me it.
Van Dijk and Longley.
All right.
We'll go with those guys.
Let's go for
Let
it.
us know in the comments, does that defence work? That back 5 that we've got of Alisson, Trent, Robbo, Van Dijk and
Clement
the boy
Longley.
Clement Longley. Great name as well. Very
Clement
French
Longley.
name, that one, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a beautiful name. Longley.
I like it.
I like
so
it.
he starts with Van Dijk at the back. Let's get into the midfield.
I might have some more success here because I think
Do you know what?
your midfield have not been
Højbjerg
fantastic.
gets into it.
Bentancur gets in as well.
Oh, hang on. I wasn't going to give you 2, Abby. You're running ahead
Taking
of yourself
both.
a little bit here.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've got to throw one name in. Fabinho been poor this season. He gets nowhere near it. Thiago's in there for me. I mean, when you watch this technician, this magician, when he's fit, play, it's almost as if he's playing a different game. honestly, the retentions that he might not run the most in a game, but he's the kind of player that doesn't really need to. So, now this is difficult.
We're at a
this
stalemate
midfield
now.
Let us know in the comments what you think, because I know Abbi wants a midfield of Thiago, Bentancur and Højbjerg.
I think
and I don't think I can disagree with that.
There's no way you leave Bentancur out. Bentancur he reminds me of Berbatov, but in midfield. He's so silky smooth. Passing is unbelievable. His work rate, he's driving, and we see him actually moving a little bit more forward. He's got a couple goals in the last few weeks, and he's needed to add that to his game. And the impact he's had in terms of our midfield and our team since joining in January, he's just been exceptional. And we spoke about Højbjerg earlier on Game Day Preview on DR. And again, Højbjerg, one that goes completely under the radar, not the most glamorous one. People look at him and be like, Højbjerg, but actually, if you watch him week in, week out, he's a leader and he will grab your team by the scruff of the neck. I mean, and that's exactly what he did at Marseille and at Bournemouth as well. And we need more of that in Tottenham. So for me, I'm fighting for them too.
All right, well, do you know what? On form, Bentancur scores the winner last week against Bournemouth. Højbjerg scores the goal that sends you into the next round. Our midfielders generally don't assist or score. So you've got them both in the midfield.
Got them in.
That's three Tottenham players so far. Now up front, you know I'm a big fan of Darwin Núñez.
Yes.
I sent you a couple of stats last night on him. 7 goals in 8 starts for Liverpool. Now, whatever you think about Darwin, 3-3 in the Champions League. I'm a massive fan of his, and I do think, I mean, he's already scored 7. Who's to say he doesn't get 20 in all comps this season, which I think is a good return. So he's a shoo-in for me. He's up top.
And obviously we're banking this on being fit at the moment. So I think there would be a lot more conversation had Luis Diaz been fit, Son fit, and also Jota.
And Jota's out as well. Fit. Loves a goal.
So,
he scored at Tottenham last year, Jota. Great header.
think he's a great player. Great player.
Do you know what?
Fits so well in your formation.
What a guy.
Kane obviously gets in there. Without a doubt, he's also banging form, Harry Kane.
Kane is, yeah. I mean, him, Mitrovic, Callum Wilson, second, probably joint second with Haaland in terms of performances this season. Maybe not performances from Kane, actually. He just gets goals. And that's what he's there to do. So are we saying, to accommodate for Kane, because the established guy, you've got to have him in the team, I wouldn't be adverse, considering that Jota and Diaz are both out, I would have Núñez on the left in a front three with Kane and then Salah. Would you agree with that?
I'm considering Kulusevski is also out at this point.
Yeah.
We're putting him out of the equation.
He's in the Diaz and Jota category.
All right, let's...
Because they would have a chance,
let's put him out of it. So then, I would assume that we do Núñez...
Son massively out of form.
Yeah, Son out of form, even if he wasn't injured, completely doesn't get in based on form at this moment in time. I think we go Salah, Núñez, Kane.
Do you know what? If we did this prediction, this combined 11 last year, I think you would have had a lot more players in it.
I'd love to. I can't wait for us to do the reverse fixture and see where we are.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So we've got Alisson in goal, Trent, Longley, Van Dijk, Robertson in the midfield. Spurs dominate it. Højbjerg and also Bentancur with Thiago. And then we've got Núñez on the left wing forward position, Harry Kane up top. Mo Salah just, whatever era we're talking about, Mo Salah gets in that combined 11.
Not bad 11.
Let us know in the comments, is that one a winning team? Is it fair? How many Spurs? We've got 4 Spurs players in, 7 Liverpool?
4.
It's about right.
It's about right.
It's about right. You'd take 4, wouldn't you?
Well, we're doing this based on injuries as well. So.
Well, listen, if Kulusevski was fit and playing, if Son was in form, it could be very different.
It could be different, but we'll take the 4.
Quick score prediction. I mean, we've seen draws, 2 of them last season, as we mentioned. There's always drama, there's always goals. Conte and Klopp love going at each other. It's the last game of the weekend. It's all building up to this, I think. I'm going to go, just before I ask you, I have to go with a Liverpool win. And you know what? Why not? 3-1 away win.
Oh, that's a
Hold that. I mean, you did just lose. You've lost your last home game to Newcastle. What was the score in that one?
That was 2-1.
2-1.
You just lost your last home game to Leeds.
To Leeds.
Yeah, and then you lost to Forest before that.
We did. And that was away as well.
Hold that.
Yeah, I would. Fair play. Taste of my own medicine.
Taste your own medicine.
You know what? Actually,
my gut's telling me this is a draw. My gut is telling me it's a draw, but I'm going to back Tottenham.
But how can I say 3-1 away? We've not even won away this season, Ab.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's one of those things. Dr. Tottenham. If you need to win away somewhere, usually Tottenham will help you out.
But Liverpool have been that team as well to help you out.
Yeah, we're very evenly matched this time.
Oh, do you know what? There's actually nothing between us, really. I mean, you're higher in the league. It was your best start to a season in 60 years. But as we know, Tottenham fans, they change like that, don't they? Like a light bulb.
Change like the wind.
And it's been very negative, really, in terms of headlines the last 2 weeks. But this week, it's a good week for Tottenham
We
so far.
We said earlier in the week, this
did.
could be a great week for Tottenham in terms of qualifying for the knockouts of the Champions League and, getting a result against Liverpool, or it could have been a terrible week. So we're halfway. We've had a good week. We've had a good week so far.
I'm going to change the 3-1 to a 2-1 win.
Yeah,
to
make it
really
more
turn
modest.
around Liverpool's away form this season. You're going with...
I'm going to go with the 2-1 Tottenham win, but my gut is telling me that it will be a draw.
Yeah, maybe that's what my gut is actually telling me as well.
And
But
I think that's a fair result, to be fair.
Well, we got to start winning games. 4 wins out of 12.
I think we both just need to get to the World Cup. Let's get some players
Yeah, I
rested
know.
and let's go again in January.
100%. Well, listen, let us know in the comments if you think we're right, if you think we're massively wrong as well. Get your score predictions down below as well. Like the video. Make sure you comment. Run it up. Go and follow Abbi as well. Abbi Summers on Instagram. Yep. When are you going to start a YouTube channel, Ab?
You can just follow me on DR Sports.
Yeah, I know, but we want to see. I want to tag Abbi Summers' YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on Smash now because I've told you this as well. You need to start.
We're working on it. Let's see what 2023 brings.
All right. Well, maybe that's a surprise. But yeah, make sure you follow Abbi. I mean, we're on DR. I mean, I literally see you more.
A lot.
Than some of my own family.
I know.
At the minute.
We're together a lot. So we're on roundtables on Monday, and we are on previews together on Friday at the moment. So
and if you want to see us preview this one a little bit more, head over to DR Sports to watch that. But Ab, pleasure having you on.
Pleasure, my darling.
Kop
Thanks
TV,
for having me.
As always, I'll give you a text on Sunday around 6:30.
Up the Spurs.
Or maybe I won't. I might just turn my phone off, depending on what happens. Up the Spurs. Let's get rid of that.
If not,
on the Kop TV.
Let's get rid of that.
Well, we are the. Wait, you can't get rid of this. This is getting tired, lad. Almost choked myself. But listen, there you go. Combined 11 done. Myself and Abbi Summers. Take care. Up the Reds. We'll have a match review with myself and Doyle on Sunday. Looking forward to that. Up the Reds. We need this one. There's no option. Win Liverpool and do it comfortably as well. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember to like, comment and subscribe to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stands, for a lot more Liverpool content.
Remember to check out our Shopify store for this beauty and much more. It's the new Luchito's Way Diaz t-shirt based on Luis Diaz and Carlito's Way. It's out now, designed by Rubi.
And there's going to be so many more.
There is. Make sure you're involved. Go and buy this now and use the Kop TV 15 for a little discount if you want.